There are people in life who hurt you, misunderstand you, betray your trust, and leave wounds in your heart that words cannot explain. Sometimes you spend nights wondering why they treated you that way. You replay conversations in your mind. You try to defend yourself. You try to prove your worth. But there comes a point in life where you realize something powerful. Not every battle needs your reaction. Some people are better left in the hands of Allah. When you keep chasing people who drain your peace, you slowly lose yourself. Your smile becomes weaker. Your heart becomes heavier. Your connection with Allah becomes distant because your mind is constantly occupied with people who were never meant to stay forever. And this is where wisdom begins. The moment you stop focusing on them and start focusing on yourself. Allah did not create you to beg for love, attention, or respect from people. The one who created your heart knows exactly what it needs. Sometimes Allah removes people from your life not to punish you, but to protect you. There are friendships that looked beautiful but were destroying your peace silently. There are relationships you cried over while Allah was saving you from future pain you could not yet see. Some people will hurt you and never apologize. Some will misunderstand your intentions, speak badly about you, or walk away as if your presence never mattered. These moments can break the heart deeply because as human beings, we naturally want fairness. We want people to realize the pain they caused. We want them to regret what they did. But there is a dangerous trap in constantly thinking about those who hurt you. The more you focus on them, the more power they continue to have over your peace, your emotions, and even your relationship with Allah. One of the greatest forms of strength is learning to leave people in the hands of Allah. Not because you are weak, not because you cannot defend yourself, but because you understand that Allah sees what no one else sees. He knows the hidden conversations, the silent tears, the unfair treatment, and the pain you carry in your chest. You do not need to destroy yourself trying to make people understand your worth when Allah already knows your value. Sometimes we waste years trying to prove ourselves to people who already decided not to appreciate us. We replay arguments in our minds. We imagine what we should have said. We become emotionally exhausted carrying anger day and night. But revenge rarely heals the heart. In many cases, it only keeps the wound alive longer. The person who hurt you may move on with life while you remain trapped in bitterness. That bitterness slowly steals your happiness, your focus, and your peace. Leaving matters to Allah does not mean pretending the pain never happened. It means refusing to let pain control your future. It means saying, Ya Allah, you saw everything and I trust you completely. That trust changes the heart. Suddenly you no longer feel the need to fight every battle or answer every insult. You realize that silence can sometimes be more powerful than endless arguments. There are people who thrive on reactions. They want your anger. They want your attention. They want to see you emotionally broken. But when you stop reacting and start trusting Allah instead, something powerful happens inside you. Your heart begins to heal. Your mind becomes calmer. You stop losing sleep over people who never deserved that much control over your emotions. Allah is the most just. No pain goes unnoticed by Him. Every tear has meaning. Every injustice is recorded. Sometimes Allah delays justice not because He ignored your suffering, but because His timing is perfect. What you see as delay may actually be protection, wisdom, or preparation for something greater. When you leave people to Allah, you also free yourself from carrying emotional poison. Hatred is heavy. Anger is exhausting. Constantly thinking about people who wronged you drains your soul. But forgiveness, patience, and trust in Allah bring peace that revenge never could. Life becomes lighter when you stop obsessing over people and start focusing on your own growth. Pray more sincerely. Protect your heart. Improve your character. Build your future. Heal quietly. Let Allah handle what you cannot control. One day, you will realize that the moment you stopped chasing revenge was the moment your heart finally found peace. Because not every battle is meant to be fought by you. Some battles are better left in the hands of Allah, the one who never fails in justice and never forgets the pain of His servants. Not every goodbye is meant to destroy you. Sometimes the people who leave your life are actually making room for something better that Allah has planned for you. But in the moment of loss, it is difficult to understand that. Human beings become emotionally attached very quickly. We hold on to memories, conversations, hopes, and expectations. So when someone walks away, disappoints us, or suddenly changes, the pain can feel unbearable. We begin questioning ourselves. We wonder what we did wrong. We ask why Allah allowed it to happen. Yet many times, what feels like a painful ending is actually divine protection. There are people who enter your life with smiles, but carry darkness in their hearts. Not everyone who stands beside you truly wants the best for you. Some people slowly drain your peace, weaken your confidence, distract you from Allah, and leave emotional scars without you realizing it. Sometimes Allah removes those people before the damage becomes even greater. But because we only see the present moment, we cry over what Allah is saving us from. Think about how many times in life you wanted something so badly, only to later realize it would have destroyed your peace. Maybe there was a friendship you begged Allah to keep, but it ended. Maybe there was a relationship you thought could never be replaced, but it disappeared from your life. At first it felt like heartbreak, but later Allah showed you truths you could not see before. You realized the person was dishonest, toxic, manipulative, or simply not good for your soul. What you once called a loss eventually revealed itself as protection. Allah sees what you cannot see. Human beings judge with emotions, but Allah judges with perfect wisdom. Sometimes He removes people because they are becoming obstacles between you and your faith. Sometimes He removes them because your heart became too attached to them instead of relying on Him. And sometimes He removes them because your future cannot grow while certain people remain in your life. One of the hardest lessons in life is accepting that not everyone is meant to stay forever. Some people are temporary chapters, not permanent companions. Their role in your life may have simply been to teach you a lesson, help you grow, or bring you closer to Allah through hardship. The pain they caused may eventually become the reason you became stronger, wiser, and more dependent on Allah. The problem is many people spend too much time trying to hold on to what Allah is trying to remove. They keep reopening doors that Allah already closed. They keep chasing people who continue hurting them. But peace begins when you stop forcing what Allah is taking away. Sometimes surrender is not weakness. Sometimes surrender is trust. A believer must understand that Allah never takes something away without wisdom. Even when the heart aches, Allah's plan is always greater than our understanding. The delay, the separation, the disappointment, all of it may be leading you towards something healthier, safer, and more beautiful. So instead of asking, why did this person leave? Ask yourself, what is Allah teaching me through this? That question changes everything. It turns pain into growth. It turns heartbreak into wisdom. And it reminds you that some endings are not punishments at all. They are protection wrapped in temporary sadness. One day you may look back and thank Allah for removing the very people you once begged Him to keep. One of the biggest mistakes people make is spending so much time focusing on others that they completely forget themselves. They watch other people's lives, worry about other people's opinions, chase other people's attention, and carry the emotional weight of everyone around them, while their own soul quietly becomes exhausted. There comes a moment in life when you must stop pouring all your energy into people and begin investing that energy into your own growth, healing, and relationship with Allah. Focusing on yourself does not mean becoming selfish or arrogant. It means recognizing that your heart, your mind, and your soul also deserve care. Many people are physically alive but emotionally drained because they never give themselves time to heal. They constantly seek validation from others instead of building confidence from within. They become so attached to pleasing people that they lose their own peace in the process. Allah created every person with purpose. You were not created simply to spend your life worrying about who likes you and who does not. Your value is not measured by people's approval. Some people will misunderstand you no matter how kind you are. Some will criticize you no matter how hard you try. If you keep living for the opinions of others, you will never truly feel free. Real transformation begins when you focus on becoming a better version of yourself for the sake of Allah. Improve your character, strengthen your prayers, protect your heart from negativity, build discipline in your life, learn new skills, work toward your goals quietly, heal from your past instead of pretending it never affected you. The strongest people are not those who never suffered. They are the ones who suffered but still chose growth over bitterness. Many people wait for motivation before changing their lives, But growth often begins with small, consistent actions. Waking up earlier for prayer, reading Quran regularly, controlling anger, speaking more kindly, taking care of your mental peace, and avoiding toxic environments. These small steps slowly transform the heart. Over time, you begin to feel stronger emotionally and spiritually. There is also great power in silence during growth. You do not need to announce every goal, every improvement, or every healing journey to the world. Sometimes the most beautiful progress happens quietly between you and Allah. People may not notice your struggle, but Allah sees every effort. He sees the nights you cry while trying to stay strong. He sees the moments you resist negativity. He sees your attempts to become better, even when no one else appreciates them. Focusing on yourself also means learning to protect your peace. Not every argument deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves a response. Some people only bring drama, stress, and emotional exhaustion into your life. Distance yourself from anything that constantly damages your soul. Peace is valuable, and protecting it is part of protecting yourself. When you truly begin focusing on yourself, your life slowly changes. Your confidence grows because it is no longer built on people's opinions. Your heart becomes calmer because it depends more on Allah than on human beings. Your future becomes clearer because you stop wasting energy chasing temporary distractions. Most importantly, you begin to realize that healing and growth are lifelong journeys. There is no perfect person, but every day is a chance to become better than you were yesterday. And sometimes, the greatest form of self-care is simply turning back to Allah with sincerity and allowing Him to rebuild the parts of you that life tried to break. Many people spend their entire lives chasing validation from others without realizing how exhausting and painful that journey becomes. They want everyone to approve of them, praise them, notice them, and accept them. They constantly worry about what people think, what people say, and how people react to their choices. Slowly, their happiness becomes controlled by human opinions. If people praise them, they feel worthy. If people criticize them, they feel broken. This is one of the fastest ways to lose inner peace. The truth is, no matter how kind, sincere, or hardworking you are, there will always be people who misunderstand you. Some people will dislike you for reasons that have nothing to do with you. Some will criticize you simply because they are unhappy within themselves. If you spend your life trying to satisfy every person, you will become emotionally exhausted because human beings are impossible to please completely. This is why your worth should never depend on people's validation. Your value comes from Allah, the one who created you with purpose and dignity. The opinions of people change constantly. Someone may praise you today and criticize you tomorrow. But Allah's knowledge of you never changes. He knows your struggles, your intentions, your sacrifices, and your hidden pain. That alone should bring comfort to the heart. One of the saddest things is when people lose themselves trying to gain acceptance from others. They change their personality to fit in. They hide their true feelings. They force connections that are clearly unhealthy. They tolerate disrespect because they are afraid of being alone. They become so desperate for approval that they ignore their own emotional and spiritual well-being. But there comes a moment of awakening when you realize that constantly chasing people only leaves you emptier. The more you beg for attention, the less peace you feel. The more you depend on people for happiness, the more disappointed you become. Human beings are limited. They cannot fill the emptiness inside the heart. Only Allah can bring true peace and contentment. Confidence begins when you stop needing constant reassurance from others. It begins when you accept that not everyone will understand your journey, and that is okay. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to prove your worth to people determined to overlook it. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you no matter what you do. A believer must learn the balance between kindness and self-respect. Be good to people, but do not destroy yourself trying to earn their approval. Respect others, but never lower your dignity for temporary attention. The strongest people are often those who quietly walk away from situations where they are not valued. When your relationship with Allah becomes stronger, your dependence on human validation becomes weaker. You stop chasing applause because you care more about Allah's approval than people's opinions. You stop feeling broken by criticism because you understand that your identity is not defined by others, Life becomes much lighter when you free yourself from the prison of people's approval. You begin making decisions based on what is right, not what is popular. You begin protecting your peace instead of constantly seeking attention. You begin valuing your own growth instead of comparing yourself to everyone around you. And in that process, you discover something beautiful. The moment you stop chasing validation is often the moment you finally begin to feel truly free. One of the hardest things for the human heart is waiting. We live in a world where people want immediate answers, immediate success, immediate healing, and immediate relief from pain. When something goes wrong in life, many people begin questioning Allah's plan because they cannot understand why things are taking so long. They make dua but do not see instant results. They experience heartbreak, failure, or disappointment and wonder if Allah has forgotten them. But the believer must remember something powerful. Allah's timing is never late, and His plan is always wiser than our understanding. Sometimes you ask Allah for something with all your heart, yet the door remains closed. At first, it feels painful. You may think your duas are not being heard. But what if Allah is protecting you from something your eyes cannot yet see? Human beings see only the present moment, while Allah sees the past, present, and future together. He knows what will hurt you, what will heal you, and what will guide you closer to Him. There are moments in life where delays are actually blessings. A person may desperately want a relationship, a job, or a certain opportunity, but Allah delays it because the timing is not right yet. Perhaps your heart needs growth first. Perhaps you need more patience, wisdom, or strength before receiving what you desire. Sometimes Allah withholds something not to punish you, but to prepare you. The problem is many people lose hope too quickly. The moment life becomes difficult, they begin thinking negatively. They compare their lives to others and wonder why everyone else seems ahead. But comparison is dangerous because you never truly know what struggles another person carries behind closed doors. Everyone has a different test, a different journey, and a different timing written by Allah. Trusting Allah's plan means believing that even painful moments have purpose. The heartbreak that shattered you may eventually bring you closer to Allah than comfort ever did. The failure that embarrassed you may redirect you towards something far greater. The delay you hate today may protect you from regret tomorrow. Allah does not make mistakes. Every closed door, every unanswered expectation, and every unexpected turn carries wisdom, even when you cannot immediately understand it. Patience is not simply waiting while feeling angry and hopeless. Real patience is continuing to trust Allah while the heart is uncertain. It is waking up every day believing that Allah is still writing something good for you, even if life currently feels confusing. That kind of trust brings peace to the soul. There are blessings that arrive only after hardship, because certain lessons can only be learned through struggle. Sometimes Allah breaks your attachment to people so you can become more attached to Him. Sometimes He removes comfort so you can rediscover faith. Sometimes He allows pain so you can become stronger than you ever imagined. Never think your story is over just because you are in a difficult chapter. Allah can change your life in ways you never expected. A single moment can open doors that remained closed for years. A single dua can transform your future. A single act of patience can bring rewards beyond your imagination. So continue trusting Allah even when the path is unclear. Keep making dua even when answers seem delayed. Keep moving forward even when life feels heavy. Because Allah's plan is always more beautiful than the plans we create for ourselves. And His timing is always perfect, even when we do not yet understand it. True peace is not found in money, popularity, or having a perfect life. Many people appear successful on the outside, yet carry storms within their hearts. Real peace is something deeper. It is the calmness that enters the soul when you stop fighting battles you cannot control and begin trusting Allah completely. Peace comes when you finally let go of bitterness, overthinking, and emotional burdens that have been exhausting your heart for far too long. Many people live trapped in the past. They replay painful memories every day. They think constantly about who hurt them, who betrayed them, and what they lost. Their minds become prisons filled with anger, regret, and sadness. Even when life tries to move forward, their hearts remain stuck in old pain. This is why they struggle to feel happiness. A heart carrying too much bitterness cannot fully experience peace. Letting go does not mean pretending the pain never existed. It means refusing to let pain define your entire life. Some wounds take time to heal, and that is normal. But healing becomes impossible when you continuously reopen emotional scars through constant overthinking and attachment to the past. Allah did not create you to remain broken forever. One of the greatest forms of peace comes through faith in Allah. When you truly believe that Allah controls everything, your heart slowly becomes lighter. You stop obsessing over things beyond your control because you realize Allah is the best planner. Human beings disappoint, situations change, and life becomes unpredictable, but Allah remains constant. His mercy never changes, and His wisdom never fails. Many people search for peace in unhealthy places. Some try to escape pain through distractions, attention from others, or endless entertainment. But temporary distractions cannot heal a wounded soul. Real peace begins when your heart reconnects with Allah. Prayer becomes more than a routine. Dua becomes more sincere. Trust becomes stronger. And suddenly, even during difficult moments, the heart feels calmer than before. Letting go also means learning to release resentment toward people. Carrying hatred inside the heart is exhausting. The person who hurt you may continue living normally while you remain emotionally trapped by anger. But forgiveness and trust in Allah free your soul from that prison. Forgiveness does not always mean reconnecting with people who harmed you. Sometimes it simply means choosing peace over constant emotional suffering. There is also peace in accepting that not everything in life will go according to your plans. Human beings become frustrated when reality does not match their expectations. But many times, Allah's plan is greater than anything we imagined for ourselves. The closed door that upset you may have protected you. The delay that frustrated you may have saved you from future regret. Faith teaches the heart patience during uncertainty. It reminds you that difficult seasons are temporary. No pain lasts forever. No storm remains permanently. Allah promises ease after hardship, and that promise alone should give hope to every struggling heart. When you let go of unhealthy attachments and place your trust fully in Allah, your life begins to change quietly. Your mind becomes calmer. Your emotions become more stable. You stop reacting to every negative situation. You stop seeking peace from people and begin seeking it from Allah instead. And that is the most beautiful kind of peace. The peace that remains even when life is difficult, because the heart knows it is being held by Allah.